To me, this behavior that Angel Reese has been displaying is embarrassing to her, her team, more importantly, the coach.
Slap a keyboard out of the coach's hand? They ought to give you 2 to 5 games for that.
What if I told you the WNBA's biggest controversy isn't about the games or the players' skills? Angel Reese just slapped a clipboard out of her coach's hands on national TV.
Lack of respect. This behavior can't happen. It can't happen. Look at that.
And the league has barely blinked. Fans are outraged, calling for boycotts, and it seems like the WNBA is risking everything over one player. But why? Is the league protecting her because of her popularity? Stick around because we're breaking down this situation and the massive implications it has for the league's future. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Imagine this. During a highly anticipated WNBA matchup, with cameras rolling and fans watching live, Angel Reese exploded in frustration on the sideline. As tensions boiled over, she stormed toward her assistant coach and, in one swift motion, smacked the clipboard clean out of their hands. The sound of the impact thudded loudly enough that even onlookers seated further back seemed to momentarily freeze.
Just like I stated, man, she's supposed to be a leader among young women across the world, and this ain't showing very much leadership.
It wasn't just an act of frustration, it was pure shock value. Gasps rippled through the crowd, murmurs turned into outraged whispers, and the players on the bench looked around, unsure how to react. Meanwhile, Reese walked off without hesitation, her face unreadable. But what happened next had everyone talking. Nothing. No reprimand, no technical foul, no immediate consequences.
That is one of the most disrespectful acts I've ever witnessed by a professional athlete.
The coach, visibly shell-shocked, picked up the clipboard and kept going. But the moment had already gone viral. Social media lit up with clips of the incident. Fans and commentators weighed in, with heated debates dominating Twitter threads. Was this a terrible sign of unchecked ego, or just raw, unchecked passion from a high-profile competitor? The reactions, as you might expect, were polarizing. While some dismissed the incident as just another dramatic moment in sports, others took it far more seriously. She needs to be suspended, one analyst argued on air, calling the act essentially assault.
Backs the clipboard out the assistant coach hand.
Another fired back, saying, "Are we really condemning her over a clipboard? She's passionate and competitive, and that's why people love her." But if that's the case, why are there examples across other leagues where less visible acts resulted in harsher discipline?
Part of her problem is she's got a severe lack of maturity, but she'd go on a blocking spree for anybody that's critical about her.
Think Draymond Green's suspensions or even Odell Beckham Jr.'s fines for sideline outbursts. It's not just about the action. It's about the message the league sends. And that's where this story takes a turn. Fans are beginning to connect the dots, calling the WNBA's lack of intervention evidence of favoritism. To some, Reese has become untouchable because of her rising star power, and this isn't the first time behavior issues have gone unchecked. The conversation has grown well beyond one moment. This could undermine confidence in the league entirely.
To me, this behavior that Angel Reese has been displaying is embarrassing to her, her team, more importantly, the coach.
You know what's crazier than Angel Reese smacking the clipboard? The way the WNBA has reacted, or let's be honest, hasn't reacted. Fans expected at least some kind of disciplinary action, a fine, maybe even a suspension, but the league's silence is deafening. Instead of addressing what many saw as blatant disrespect, they've seemingly swept it under the rug, doubling down on a growing pattern that has fans calling out favoritism and inconsistency. And the anger isn't fading, it's growing louder. A lot of that frustration centers on the perception that Reese isn't just playing by different rules. She's not playing by any rules. Take officiating, for example. In one recent matchup, she went to the free throw line 15 times. Fans couldn't believe it. You know it's rigged when the referees are basically gift-wrapping the game with a bow and a scented candle, one comment read. It's moments like these that make people feel like the league is prioritizing her stardom over the integrity of competition. Pair that with the lack of consequences for her actions, like the clipboard incident, and it starts to paint a picture some fans aren't willing to ignore.
And I don't give a rat's how frustrated she is. The Chicago Sky should suspend her for this.
But is this really just about Reese? Some fans argue it's bigger than that. Instead, they point fingers at the league itself, accusing it of spinning drama into profit. One fan put it bluntly, "If you bring in enough social media impressions, welcome to the WNBA, where you don't get punished for being unhinged, you get Player of the Week." Viral moments drive engagement, and if turning a blind eye to misconduct keeps the clicks coming, critics are asking, has the league sold its credibility? The fan base is splitting in two because of all this. On one side are those who see Reese as raw, emotional, and maybe even misunderstood, a reflection of the sport's passion.
Slap a keyboard out of the coach's hand? They ought to give you 2 to 5 games for that.
On the other side are people worried her behavior sets the wrong example, especially for young, impressionable fans. And honestly, it's not hard to see their point. The WNBA has always marketed itself as a league of values, fairness, professionalism, and the empowerment of athletes. But if people think those values are taking a back seat, how long before fans start walking away?
But Angel Reese supposed to be leading young women and being a great example to girls and kids all over the world.
The WNBA is standing on shaky ground, and how it handles situations like Angel Reese's clipboard incident could determine its future. Fans are demanding more than just great basketball. They want accountability and transparency. Right now, the league's lack of action isn't just frustrating, it's damaging its reputation.
Other day of the Angel Reese drama because she has simply smacked the clipboard out of an assistant coach's hands.
Destroyed. The lack of respect for the coach is actually hilarious.
It's hard to ignore the growing concern that favoritism and unchecked drama are overshadowing the sport itself. Without addressing these issues, the WNBA risks losing the trust of its audience, maybe for good. If the league wants a future that reflects the best of women's basketball, it's time to step up.